Hi guys, Miss Anderson here, and we are moving right along. We are on step 5, where we are now going to get organized and we are going to create our outline as we begin our research paper. Finally, we are approaching writing our research paper, okay? So we are still going uphill, okay? So I know you're tired. I know, you want this to be over with, but it will be soon, and it will be so much worth the effort. Okay. All right. So let's get started. So by getting organized, okay, we are going to talk about the things that we already have. Okay, so I want to make this video very short. Okay, so I don't have a lot of slides. In fact, I just have that one slide, I think. But anyway, so getting organized means that we have our notes, we have our note catcher, we have our Padlet wall where we wrote down our data collection methods. Now we have our actual data collection. We have 3 documents, okay? We have our well, I should say 2. We have both our transcribed data collection number 1 and our second data collection number 2, whatever that looks like, okay? So now when you get ready to write your report, okay, you're going to need that information, okay? So please go ahead and read it a couple of times, get familiar with it so that you know what's in there so that you can add this information to your research report, okay? And then you have your sources, okay? Remember we did that list of sources, okay? So that we can add to our works cited list, okay? So now you're going to go back and you're going to visit those sources, and you're going to probably do some research and find new sources as you get into writing your paper, okay? All right, so getting organized means and write this down, please. You are bringing all of your materials together, okay? And you're going to have them in one place, preferably your senior capstone folder that I gave you. That folder, you want it to stay with you, okay, in your book bag. Do not leave it at home on the dresser so that when you come to class, you don't have it with you. But bring it with you, have it in your book bag, okay? So getting organized, get all of your transcriptions, all of your sources, all of your notes that you have up to now, and let's begin writing our outline, okay? All right. The outline is going to contain all of the information that you have researched and all of your data collection, okay? Well, your research paper, okay? So you'll understand the outline, and we're going to use a common outline, meaning we're all going to use the same outline because I think it's basically going to fit all of us, okay? As you begin outlining your paper, you might realize you need to go back and research some more, and that's going to be iterative, okay? That iterative meaning over and over again. So as you are writing your research paper, you may realize you may need to do some research. You may need to answer a question or find out more information. So please do that, okay? And make sure you cite the source and add that to your list of sources that you have, okay? All right, so revisit revisit the research phase, okay? All right, so I did have a video on structuring an outline. Yeah, I will go ahead and play it, okay? Because it's only 4 minutes and I'm giving you the outline that we are going to use, okay? But if you want to be original in your outline, the basic parts of it, I want you to keep the same. And when I show you the outline, I'll let you know which parts that you can be original in, okay? All right, but let's go ahead and let's watch this together, okay?
Before diving headfirst into writing,
With the
with the
material
material
you've gathered while researching the topic, you can map out the rough structure of your essay in an outline. This will make it easier to get started and keep you on track. Creating an outline involves writing quick summary sentences or phrases for every point you will cover in each
And this
paragraph,
is something you
giving you a
already
picture
know,
of how
okay?
to
I don't doubt that all
So
of
my
you
topic is
already
about
know
the
what an
development of
outline
Braille,
is. This
which
is
is the
just
brain
a
staff
refresher.
reading and writing system used by visually impaired people. Want to learn how to create an outline for your essay? Then stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jessica from Scribber, here to help you achieve your academic goals. At the stage where you're writing an essay outline, you should already have an initial thesis or argument. In our case, that is, the invention of Braille helped transform blind people's social status in the 19th century. Once you have an idea of your overall argument, you can begin to organize your material in a way that serves the argument. At this stage, you probably have a lot of different ideas and potential sources. Start by trying to group your ideas together and identify a few broad themes.
Yes.
So this essay, our ideas can be roughly divided into three main themes: the situation of blind people before Braille's invention, the invention and spread of the Braille system,
I'll pause it
the
for a second.
consequences of Braille.
So that's what you want to do. You should be pulling out three main ideas for your research paper, for your topic, your area of research, okay? So in those themes, based upon your research, should be visible by now, okay? Hopefully.
Braille's invention. They all support and build up to the overall argument. Under each theme, plan out exactly what points you want to make. Each point should be clearly related to your thesis.
Ours is going to look very similar to hers.
Remember, an essay doesn't just list everything you know about a topic. It's about building a coherent argument. To get there, you should clearly state what you want to say in each part. So for example, when we discuss the invention and spread of Braille, we want to make two key points to advance our argument. One, that existing tactile reading system at the time were not effective enough. And two, that Braille was more successful because it was designed specifically for blind people's needs. When you have your material and arguments organized into themes, consider what order they should appear in. Is there an obvious starting point for your argument? Or do some points need to be set up by discussing other points first? Is there one subject that provides an easy transition into another? Since this essay is about a series of events, we're taking a chronological approach, which means discussing events in the order in which they occurred and explaining how they are related as you go. To show why Braille was so important, we need to set up our argument by first describing the situation for blind people before Braille's invention. This provides a logical transition to the invention itself and how it spread. Finally, we make our argument about the consequences for blind people's status. This is just one of the many ways to structure an essay. Check out this article to see examples for other structures.
All right.
After planning out the ideas for each...
Okay, let's move on. So I wanted to give you an overview of that, but remember, when we read our text earlier, our primer, how to write a research paper, we already identified the topics for each of our sections in our paper, okay? So we're not writing an essay, we're writing a research report, okay? All right, so I want you to internalize these steps in writing an outline, okay? So that you can do it again when necessary, all right? So instead of just giving you this outline, posting it in our Google Classroom, I would like for you to recreate it, okay? So your assignment for this lesson is to upload this research report outline, okay? So all you're going to do is simply open up a Google Docs. You're going to save it, your last name, Anderson Research Paper Outline, okay? And then you're simply going to type it up, okay? Please use a nice font and please format it just like I have it here, okay? Let me show it to you one page real quick, okay? This is the way it's going to look, and you can pause the video and zoom in if you prefer it this way, or I'm going to go through section by section, okay? All right, so let's go back, make it bigger. All right, please include your page header, your first and last name, the date, and then your class. Skip a space and then place this in the middle. Center it, okay? Center is right here, okay? Right there. And then you're going to bold it, all right? Skip a line. All right, so here are the sections in our research report, okay? So we're going to do the abstract, all right? The abstract is the first part of the paper, but we are going to write it last because this is like, the abstract is like, it's a brief summary. So it's not your overall summary. This one is just something, a hook to let people know what your research paper is about, okay? And it's going to contain your research question, your methods that you use, your data collection methods, and your results and your conclusions, okay? That's the abstract, but in a way that makes the reader want to read the entire research report. We are going to do an introduction after that abstract, introduction paragraph, okay? Or paragraphs, all right? We're going to talk about background on your topic, okay? What did you know before your research? How did you get involved with your organization? Because some of you have some very interesting stories about how you came to know your organization. The demographics of your service area, you know, serving the youth, serving the homeless, veterans, pregnant women or new mothers, okay? That's demographics. It's the clientele that you are serving, okay? And then we're going to include our thesis statement, okay? We'll get to that thesis statement when we get to, well, that'll be the next lesson because we're going to start research writing, and that we're going to start with the introduction. So we're not going to write our abstract first. We're going to start with that introduction. So that will be the next lesson. Yay! All right, so then we have, take this out of there. Yep. After our introduction section, then we're going to have our methods, our data collection, and I'll name that data collection methods, okay? That way I won't confuse anyone. Oh, I have it right here. And that's going to explain the research tools that we use, interviews, observations, focus groups, and what's the other one? Surveys, okay? So how did we collect our data, okay? So you're going to have some, a paragraph or two on how that happened, okay? The results, okay? So you collected your data. Now, what was the results? What did you learn from it, okay? From your data collection. And then you're going to combine that with your research and your service hours, okay? So that's going to be 1, 2, maybe 3 paragraphs, okay? The research that you pulled out about your topic, your service hours, and your data collection, okay? That's a big one right there. Your discussion, okay? So remember I was talking about what me and the focus group is going to talk about, okay? All of those things are going to come into your discussion, okay? Your discussion is, all right, what did you learn, okay? Where you're going to answer your research question, okay? Remember, my research question is looking for solutions, okay? And so what did I learn through either my service and my data collection or my research, okay? Then what is my proposed solutions and or what are my next steps? Now, I do want to pause here for a second in that we may have 2 types of research papers. Sorry, I thought I heard something. We may have a analytical research paper. Analytical means that you are just presenting information, okay? Or you may have an argumentative research paper where you are doing a call of action. You are making a persuasive argument to the reader for them to actually take action, okay? So I'm not sure which one mine is going to be yet because I haven't started writing, so I know you don't know yet. But once you start writing, you want to give some thought to, are you just presenting the information that you found? Or are you going to make an argument? Okay. And then the summary and conclusion. Okay, that's where you're going to bring everything together. You're going to go back to your research question, review all of your main points, and then call your reader to action if this is an argument and a persuasive paper that you are writing. Okay, and then once we finish that, now we can go back and write a brief abstract. Then we can put a title page on it, and then we can create our works cited page. Okay, and then after that, we'll proofread it, reread it, revise it, hopefully you're going to peer review it. Okay, remember, I can print it for you to mark it up, proofread it and mark it up. And then once we're finished, we're going to go ahead and submit that puppy. And then we're going to go ahead and start on our, I'm going to let you do PowerPoints, okay, or Google slideshows, okay, and then we can go about making our presentations, okay. So once we go over the hill of writing this research report, the presentation is going downhill, baby, and we're sliding into prom, into the all-white party, and into some non-stressful days, okay? All right, so you are going to type this up just like it is, okay? So just simply pause the video wherever you need to, okay? Please pay attention to your spelling, please pay attention to your formatting, and please make it look nice and neat just like mine, okay? Let me zoom out for a little bit so you can see how it looks as one page, okay? So that you can make yours look nice and neat just like mine. So this will be your deliverable for this week, okay? You will get a straight 100 if it looks just like mine. And as you can see, the font that I'm using is Cambria, and the size is 12, okay? But I'm using 1 and 1.5 in my spacing, okay? Line spacing, yes, 1.15. So I'm not using single space. It's just a little bit bigger than single space. It just looks better like that, okay? And that's in between these, all right? And that's a whole space there, okay? Oh, that's my dryer. I have stuff in the dryer. Okay, it's beginning to freak me out. All right, guys, that is it for this lesson. Happy typing, and I'll see you at the next lesson. Bye.